Hey guys, so this year I had the privilege and opportunity to work with the Milwaukee Film Festival, and today, the day that this video is posted, is going to be the last day of the Milwaukee Film Festival of this year. And it's very bittersweet because a lot of people are going to get a lot of good rest after today, but everything we've put work into this year is going to be over for the year. But luckily they've been able to acquire the Oriental Theater in Milwaukee, so there's still going to be film festival activity and Milwaukee film activity happening there. As far as the festival, today is the last day, and I will be in Milwaukee at the festival today. So because I'll be at the festival today, I filmed a little video in advance of things that you might want to bring to a film festival and have with you in order to have the most successful time possible at the festival. So I always like to have a bag that's kind of at least this size. A little backpack works really great too, but you don't want something super small, but you do want something with a big strap so you can kind of crossbody it, because it's going to be easier to protect it if you're in a city where there's a lot of pickpocketing. It's also going to be easier to carry around all day than like a really big purse or even like a canvas bag. So backpack or crossbody bag is pretty much the way to go. So as far as what should go in your bag, I have a couple of different sections. I have two different sections in my purse and then a zip pocket. So I'm going to kind of go through them in that order. The first section is the zip pocket. You're going to want to have cash, and you're going to want to have change for parking meters. A lot of cities now, you can download an app to park your car, and then you pay with a card on your phone, and then you can add time to it, which is great. And obviously, like, number one, you're going to want your phone at the film festival. But sometimes those parking lots are full, or you're just going to be making a short stop somewhere, and it's easier to just put a quarter in a meter and sit there for 30 minutes. So you're definitely going to want to have change just in case, and you're also going to want to have cash in case, for whatever reason, there's a restaurant or a concession stand that only takes cash, and for, of course, just like paying really quickly, because sometimes you'll need to kind of skedaddle to get to the next event or a film that you want to see. The next section is going to be kind of like your kind of basic first aid kit sort of things. If you're somewhere that it's going to be sunny, or even if you're going to be outside a lot at all, you're going to want to have a little sunscreen. This one I got at Walgreens for like probably $1, and it's a pretty good size, and it's 50 SPF, and it's good for an hour and a half at a time. So you're going to want to have sunscreen if the sun is going to be an issue for you, and obviously it is for me. You're also going to want to have any medications that you need to take in a travel case with you at all times. Even if you don't think you'll be out when you need your medication, there's always outstanding circumstances, so you should have it with you. I always have hand sanitizer and little wet wipes with me, just in case something is disgusting and gross, which happens. And then also lotion in case like your hands gets dry or your hair gets frizzy, and a Tide to Go pen in case you stain your clothes, because you're pretty much probably going to be wearing what you're wearing all day if you're running around from film to film. I also have Kleenexes for obvious reasons, and then Band-Aids just in case. I always have Band-Aids in my purse. Most of these things are things I always have in my purse, to be fair. And then mints and gum. So that's section 2, I suppose. And then in the last section, it's going to be things that like you're going to want / absolutely need. I have a phone charging cord. You're going to want an end too. I just know like all of my ends are being actually used by actual devices right now. But having at least a cord is a big help too, because normally people will have an end. You're going to want your wallet, preferably a smaller wallet with a spot for your ID, and then just a couple of cards, and then you could put your change in here too. I just don't have my change in this one. If your festival has a smaller booklet, this is the 10th annual Milwaukee Film booklet. If they have a pocket size in the middle of their larger booklet, that's it has all of the films and all the information on it, but it folds up to be a lot easier to carry around. You could even stick this in your pocket if you're like, have men's jeans. As you can see, it has the whole schedule. So then you'll know exactly where you want to be and where you want to go, and you can circle what you'd like to see, and then that's with you at all times, and you don't have to worry about carrying around the big bulky packet. I also have, this kind of is like a first aid kit thing, but I have chapstick in this section because I also have makeup. I have an extra lipstick, an extra eyeliner, and an extra mascara at all times. I usually like to wear makeup when I'm at the festival, so having makeup in my purse to touch up is great, especially like if it rains on you or if a film makes you cry, you're gonna want to have that extra mascara. And then the last thing I have in this section is candy. You're gonna want to bring little snacks. I have little fruit candies, a peanut butter cup, and a Twix bar. But you could also stick a little bag of chips or a granola bar, anything that you might want to have it for a snack if you're running to one film to the other, or if politely in a taxi or an Uber or a Lyft. You're gonna need nourishment, and if you don't want to pay like $4 for a candy bar, you're not going to want to go to the concession stands, and you don't always have time for a full meal or to run to a convenience store. So having something to eat with you is a huge, huge thing. If you can have it in your bag, you also are going to want a water bottle for the same reason. Like, you got to stay healthy or you're not going to have a fun time. I would also recommend, I don't have a little bottle anymore. I used to have a little bottle, and then I didn't have this with me the last day I was at the festival in Milwaukee, and it like killed me. But you're going to want to have a little bottle of like painkillers, headache medicine, because I got a headache halfway through the day, and then I just kind of like dealt with it for the rest of the time because there was nothing else to do. So if you have like little gas station packets of 2 headache pills, or just like a little bottle, that would be a great thing to have in your first aid kit section as well. A couple of last things. Milwaukee Film, I know this year, if you came to certain events, gave out little like Uber discounts, and like right now, as I've talked about on my channel before, it's McDonald's Trick, Treat, or Win. So since going to a festival can sometimes be a really, really expensive experience, you're gonna want a way to like eat real food also for cheap, or be able to get transportation for cheap. And looking for things like that can be really, really helpful. Having rewards cards with you for the area is also really helpful. Like gift cards, stuff like that can help you to have a healthy experience at your film festival. And of course, I don't have any tickets with me. I have a VIP pass from working at the festival, but you're gonna want your pass or your tickets so that you can get into the films. That's obviously priority number 1. But I think that is everything that I think you'll need at the festival. Of course, you know yourself if you want to have a comb in your bag or a hat. Oh, I almost forgot about this one. You're gonna want a sweater or sweatshirt, and you're gonna want to dress in layers, because some theaters, obviously like many movie theaters, are cold inside, but some theaters aren't necessarily in like a traditional theater space. For example, at Milwaukee this year, there's one that's in an art studio. So rooms like that don't always have the same temperature alignment as traditional theaters, and of course it's never going to be the same temperature that's outside. So you're going to want to make sure that you can be comfortable for 2 or 3 hours at a time in the theaters, whatever temperature they may be, and outside if it's going to be hot outside, or if it's going to be kind of colder outside like it is this year at Milwaukee. I hope that I helped you prepare for your own film festival experience, and I hope that if it's your first experience, it's going to be a really awesome one for you. I was at Santa Barbara Film Festival earlier this year, and that one was much harder for me because it was obviously a place that I was less familiar with, and I couldn't just go home at night, so I had to really make sure that I had everything with me that I needed when I left in the morning. So that's kind of how I got into this organized packing schedule. But I hope you guys have a really great year. There's some really awesome films showing the festival circuit this year, and of course there's films that we don't even know about that are going to start showing in festivals soon. And with Oscars coming up, it's popping, so get to your independent movie theaters, see some good old films, and let me know what you've seen or where you're gonna go in the comments. I hope you guys have a great year and a great Thursday.